Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is good to have you back here. Today I will be channeling messages from your guides, so let's just get straight into it. So with the back of the deck energy being 10 of Wands, I'm seeing that you've had to carry a lot on your shoulders. You have had to carry the burdens of a lot of people on your shoulders up until this point. So not carrying it seems absolutely foreign to you. But Spirit is saying that that's coming, where you're going to feel really light and you're going to feel really free from these burdens. And it might feel foreign to you. It might be something that you're like heavily wishing for at this moment. You wish that you didn't have so many people relying on you. Or you just wish that, like this burden was lessened. Not everything should be on your shoulders, right? With the Hanged Man coming out as the first card, I'm seeing that you're no longer putting yourself in the situation where you need to observe. You're no longer stuck in an observational state anymore. Because maybe when you were, the Hanged Man is all about... it's like a sentence, basically. It's you having to really see and acknowledge your life in all of its aspects, good and bad. The things you don't want to see and the things you do want to see, right? So the Hanged Man, it's like a self-inflicted punishment where you put yourself up on the tree and you force yourself to see the reality for what it is. Okay, but you're coming off now. You're letting yourself go from that persecution. You're no longer holding yourself at that level anymore. You're coming back down from that tree. And so you're coming back down with the wisdom that you've gained from all of that observation, right? It's not all for nothing. The Hanged Man state is so that you can gain a lot of wisdom on what is actually happening in your life. And Spirit is saying you have gained it, and that's why you're coming back down. You realize where you have just been kind of letting losses take over your life, take over your focus. And because of that, you're willing to come down now and you're willing to make a difference. Because maybe before you didn't realize it, but a lot of your actions were just aligned with kind of crying over spilled milk, things that didn't work for you. You kind of took it on as a form of self-loathing in a way where your failures become a reason why you are a failure, rather than realizing that, everybody fails in life. When they try new things, it's not like you're supposed to be successful right off the bat. But by holding yourself to that standard, you kind of took that as a personality trait, and then you started believing that you weren't good enough. You were a failure, but really you were just trying something new, and you're just trying to make things work for your life in your own way. And maybe it didn't work out, but that does not mean that you're a failure. And, so that kind of wisdom is what you have gained through this whole thing, where you're like, okay, I'm not going to personalize everything that has gone wrong in my life. Not everything is just like, it's because of me, it's because I suck. It's just life. It's sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Right? And so you have definitely learned, collective. You have learned that even if you don't have everything, you still have cups. You still have blessings that are there and are worth celebrating. Okay? You don't need to move on so quickly from this state, because there's actually people in this kind of phase in your life that are ready to celebrate you right now. And there's no point in like having to just pick everything up and kind of move overseas. Like that's what the Six of Swords gives me, is like packing everything up, burdens and all, pain and all, and just trekking to a whole nother place, right? A whole nother chapter of your life. But Spirit's saying like that's not necessary. You've actually been very successful in this chapter. It's important that you realize that. It's important that you root that clarity in yourself, that you have learned, that you have gained a lot of wisdom, and that there are people that really do want to celebrate you, and that you are successful, that you are winning, that you are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Yeah, so don't be so quick to move forward. Really allow this time to show you and feed into you as why you're worthy of being celebrated. There's people that are literally so ready to just greet you with open arms because they consider you a really great person. I know that like sometimes in our own mind we're like, oh no, like I've done this and this and that. But in reality, people, the people that you're aligning with, they see the best in people. They see the light in people. They don't hold people to their past mistakes because that was them in the past. That is not them presently. And to hold them accountable for who they were in the past, sure, maybe that can happen. But they do not just want to latch onto that pain. Like these people that are coming into your circle that want to celebrate you, they understand growth. They understand change. They understand maturity. They understand healing because they've gone through it themselves, right? So when you meet people that have gone through the same thing you have, there's a level of benevolence. There's a level of compassion and empathy that comes along with it because it's always like the happiest people that have probably gone through the worst things, right? And so you only realize that because you have come out of this state of really being unhappy and having to choose happiness for yourself, like choosing to see yourself as someone successful, choosing to see yourself as someone that is worthy of happiness. Before the healing, you might have thought people like that had never gone through anything in their life. But through this healing process, you have realized that no, people choose to be happy. It is not that nothing has ever happened to them. It is because so much has happened to them that they choose to rather be in the energy of happiness than to be in the energy of all woe is me. Because all woe is me doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. It only hinders. It only stagnates. And, you know, people that haven't healed don't realize that like truly happy people aren't those that have just been blessed with everything from the get-go. Like maybe that's the case for some, but there's a lot of people that I've met personally that shine so much more because they have chosen to be happy. They have chosen to see the joy in life. Because yes, if we want to focus on the pain, it's there. If we want to focus on the things that upset us, it's all there, ready for the picking. But the thing is, people that have healed or have met more of themselves have found that choosing peace, choosing serenity, choosing happiness is a blessing. If you're able to choose that, choose it. Do not choose the opposite, because it is a blessing to have things to be grateful for. It is a blessing to have people that are willing to celebrate you, right? Because you have gone through a period where people didn't want to celebrate you. People didn't want to be around you. And that hurt you deeply. And that probably led you to this healing. But understand that now the narrative is very different because you're choosing differently, right? You're choosing to show up in the world in a much more happy, fulfilled state. You're no longer focusing on what you lack, and you're focusing on what you do have. And when you do that, you emit an energy of wholeness. You emit an energy, a frequency of, hey, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to take from you. I have my own, and it's okay if I don't have everything, but I'm not going to take from you. I love what I have, and I'm grateful for the things I have. And when you're in that energy, it is beautiful. It radiates. It is magnetic. it gives this energy of wholeness. It gives that energy of like, I don't need anything outside of myself. And that is a truly, truly magnetic energy to be in, right? And with the Knight of Wands coming out, I'm seeing that something is coming in very quickly for you. You're not moving on quickly from your situation. Maybe you wanted to end a situation, but know that there's some fresh energy, some fiery energy coming in to really eradicate the rest of this fear of being seen for who you are now, right? Maybe before you were really comfortable showing your pessimistic side because that was socially acceptable. But guess what? Being happy isn't actually that socially acceptable. A lot of people get butthurt. A lot of people get jealous. A lot of people start feeling insecure when they see others happy and they see other people glowing, because there's this whole comparison thing happening. Something is coming in for you where it's going to burn away all those negative thoughts. It's going to burn away all those fears of being perceived by people wrongly. Like, to be perceived wrong is not even a thing. Like, they do see you correctly, they just get triggered by you. So you are always seen correctly. It's just whether they can handle it or not, like depending on how much they have been filling their own cup, right? And so you are decentering other people, everyone. You're decentering literally everybody you know, and you're putting yourself in the center of your own attention, of your own world. And with that, your fears, these nightmares of being ridiculed, of being criticized, they're going to dissipate. They're going to be burned away by this Knight of Wands. What is the Nine of Wands coming in to help them clear this? It's the confidence you gain from it's the confidence you gain from this win. Okay? This win, and I'll tell you what your win is. Your win is that you have healed. You have actually healed a lot of yourself. That is a tremendous win, because now the win is that you attract the right kind of people. The kind of people that are here to protect you, here to defend you when you're not in the room, here to celebrate you properly, and here to actually just be around you, right? That friendship, that connection, that energy of just like having people that really F with you, right? Like in a good way, being all around you. It's a really good feeling. And I know you know what that feels like, because before old friend groups exploded, there was that feeling. And you know what that feeling is, that feeling of camaraderie, that feeling of being connected to people at a soul level. You're going to experience that again. And it's going to be so good for you. It's going to be so good for you that it's going to help you burn away all these fears that you once had in solitude, okay? They're going to be very good with words of affirmations. They're going to be able to really point out moments where you have really changed and really healed. And you're going to be able to see for yourself that others see your change. Others see the work you've done for yourself. And it's going to make you feel really, really good. All right. So let's pull some oracle cards to end this reading. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. All right, let's see what this is. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission and activation. And the back was baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So let me see what kind of message I can receive from these cards. All right, so what may have thrown you off kilter in the past was a karmic relationship. A karmic relationship with a person that was designed for your soul growth, that was very polar from you, very opposite, that was designed to create conflict with you so that your soul could grow. Right? It's hard to accept that in the beginning, but I'm sure we've all come to an acceptance now that there are people in our lives that are here designed to just trigger us into growth, and sometimes triggering us leads to not the best relationship, right? But that's what we signed up for. That's the contract for this karmic relationship. And so what they had provided for you was a collapse, was a collapse of everything that once was. Okay, maybe they had a really big hand in causing a lot of trouble for you, causing a lot of other relationships to fall in your own life. And know that this was all designed for your soul growth, for your soul expansion, for your activation. Yeah, with the star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission activation card, it's saying that, this relationship, although as painful as it may have been, it led you to activating a lot of your light. You were so shrouded in darkness due to this relationship that you had no choice but to see your own light. You were kind of, that was the divine way. That was what you wanted, okay? You wanted to be triggered into a state of activation, and these people agreed to be that person, okay? And with baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. It's really important to know that you have been doing the work. Every step you have been taking has been towards your own activation. So yes, maybe this karmic did kind of spark that need for soul growth, but the true beauty was not them. It was you. It was the way you took steps towards your own healing. It was the way you were faced with this pain, faced with this conflict, faced with this turmoil, and you decided to move forward, and you decided to follow your light regardless of what was happening in your physical world. And Spirit really wants to highlight that, because you need to understand why you are worth celebrating. Maybe this karmic relationship is in the center because that's what you were focused on the most. That's what you were that brought you the most turmoil, that has kind of become the center of your life. But that's not to blame you. It's a natural process where they were here to simply trigger you into growth. Okay, they are not the reason for your growth. You are the reason for your growth, but they gave you that opportunity to step into that energy of growth. Okay, so don't get hurt that other people had a hand in your own healing. Maybe you're really proud of yourself and you don't want to hear right now that other people, as bad as they have been, you don't really want to hear that they were here for a good reason. But Spirit is saying everything happens for a reason. And sometimes, yes, there is just chaos. But in this instance, Spirit is saying that it was a contract. It was meant to play out the way it did. As painful as it may have been, you picked yourself up, and you need to see that. You need to see how strong you are, because this whole setup was designed for you to see your own strength, to see your own determination when it comes to your own growth. That it has nothing to do with other people and what they can provide for you, but rather how you see yourself and what you deem yourself worthy for. And you're worthy of all this healing. You're worthy of stepping away. You're worthy of being worlds apart from these people now. You don't need to be in their energy anymore. And maybe that's why you really want to move forward, and it's kind of causing you to feel really bad that you're not. But know that it's happening. It is happening. Baby steps, step by step. Things are changing in accordance to what needs to be balanced out in this world. You have met yourself so deeply that others are going to see just how deep you are right off the bat. It is in your eyes. It is in your energy. It is in the way you carry yourself now, right? You emit this energy of success because you have successfully dealt with this karmic relationship that has brought you into this beautiful, beautiful healed state. But know that in this moment, you're not moving forward the way you want to because you're currently being upgraded. Your light body is being upgraded. Your crystal, the crystal grid is being updated based on your own energy. Okay, so give it time. Yeah, even the universe needs some time to make things work, right? So have patience, give it time. Know that everything that you have done for yourself, it's starting to show in the physical. And we've talked about this before. This is not like something new, but you need to be reminded that you are so much more than this karmic relationship, because really all it was for you to get triggered into the state of healing. Okay, if we're going to be honest, if we're just going to be blunt, that's what it is. All right. And it's important that if your mind keeps going back to this, understand, you can tell yourself, it's like, they triggered me into healing, but I healed myself. Make it powerful. Make your narratives powerful for yourself, because you do not need to dim yourself down. You don't need to dim your own story down. Why do that? Your story is beautiful. Your story has so many ups and downs and such deep, meaningful moments and painful moments and all of the above, right? Don't dilute your story. Don't dilute it. It is a beautiful story. And you need to share it with the people that want to hear it. And you need to be proud of yourself for stepping out of this. Okay, this is a very, very big thing. It's worth celebrating. It is. You're successful. You are. The Six of Wands is the most successful card you can get in this whole deck. And so know that you have been victorious. No matter how people have hurt you, you have come out victorious. You have come out on top. And Spirit wants to make this known once and for all, that you have come out victoriously. You win. And there's a lot of competition, I know. But you need to hear it. You win. You have won against this pain, against this chapter in your life. Okay? So that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. If it resonated, go ahead and give this video a like, hype it up, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.